going on, YouTube friends? Figured I might as well do one on Subway Day because, well, I love Subway. This is my career. Also getting ready to fly out to Maryland. Sold another book today. Thank you so much. I think it's Evie. She paid double the price of what my book is worth. Bought it for me today. Super nice of her. And her granddaughter. I hope they're very blessed. Be praying for you both. And yeah, feeling really good about chapter 5 of Proverbs today. So let's read through it, and hopefully you guys are blessed by what you hear. My son, attend unto my wisdom, and bow thine ear to my understanding, that thou mayest regard discretion, and that thy lips may keep knowledge. For the lips of a strange woman drop as in honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil. But her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. Her feet go down to death, her steps take hold on hell. Lest thou shouldest ponder the path of life, her ways are movable, that thou canst not know them. So obviously this is a very serious chapter of Proverbs about warning the young man of the path of lust and the path of the deceitful and strange woman, the adulteress, whose steps, like think about this, imagery of women's steps laying hold of hell. It's a very scary image. I like to talk about the she-demon Lilith of the Old Testament in the book of Isaiah. It's a very wicked imagery of the she-demon that basically tempts men to go down her path. And so yeah, whenever I think about the warnings of lust in Proverbs, I think about the she-demon Lilith, and I hate her. Hear me now, therefore, O ye children, and depart not from the words of my mouth. Remove thy way far from her, and come not nigh the door of her house, lest thou give thine honor unto others, and thy years unto the cruel, lest strangers be filled with thy wealth, and thy labors be in the house of a stranger. So what is it about these women? And like, I'm gonna try and make it a little funnier, even though it's not funny. Women take a lot of money. they cost a lot of money. Good women cost a lot of money. And how much more the evil woman, you know what I mean? Or like evil women want just your soul, your money, everything you got, and then they'll just crap on it, so to speak. You know, don't give your money, your wealth, to just worthless women. Like, that's basically like what this is talking about. Don't spend your money on worthless women. Like, spend your money on what's treasured. So, the contrast of what happens when you associate with adulterous women. You lose a lot of money. Real quick. Lest strangers be filled with thy wealth, and thy labors be in the house of a stranger, and thou mourn at the last, when thy flesh and thy body are consumed in hell. And say, how I hated instruction, and my heart despised reproof, and have not obeyed the voice of my teachers, nor inclined mine ear to them that instructed me. I was almost in all evil in the midst. I was almost in all evil in the midst of the congregation and assembly. Drink waters. Drink waters out of thine own cistern, and running waters out of thine own well. Let thy fountains be dispersed abroad, and rivers of waters in the streets. Let them be only thine own, and not strangers with thee. Let thy fountain be blessed, and rejoice with the wife of thy youth. I love how Solomon compares his wife, or a treasured wife, to like a fountain, something you drink continually out of. something you drink deeply from. You know, it's a very, very sexually powerful image, you know, to drink of your lover. And I think of the well at Grace. That water is so pure. It's like something I long for. It's like this water, even though it's good, it's Subway water. It's not even par, you know, compared to that cistern. So when you find a woman that's that quality, where it's like, I wish I could drink from her again, or like continually drink from her, it's a very, very powerful image. So obviously God gives the contrast, like obviously don't associate with whores and like give your money and wealth over to whores. Give your money and wealth to somebody that's really worthy of it. The wise woman. She's rare and she's hard to find, but she's definitely worth it once you find her. One that respects you, one that listens to you, one that laughs with you, not at you. You know what I mean? You have plenty of women that laugh at you. There's very few women that laugh with you. And that's how you know you have a good friend, when you have somebody that laughs with you, not just at you. And sometimes at you, but mostly with you. Alright. Let them be only thine own, and not strangers with thee. Let thy fountain, let thy wife be blessed. Let her be blessed. You know, what does that mean, to bless your wife? To bless this person that God has given you to be one with for the rest of your life. How can you be a blessing to her, not just always be blessed by her? Rejoice with the wife of thy youth. Let her be as a loving hind and pleasant roe. Let her breasts satisfy thee at all times. Okay, so I gotta say this story. Today, this super fine blonde came in here, right, with her boyfriend, and I'm like, hey, welcome to Subway, and I legit said to her, like, and Nick, with my manager, was right by me, I'm like, I want to say this, holy blonde, and she had huge boobs, dude, like, massive D's, dude, and I looked at the guy who's, like, kind of, like, sheepish and quiet, and I'm like, dude, you are a blessed man, and if you don't know that, you should. Like, if you got a girl that looks that good, like, don't let her go, you know? And she was flattered, obviously, and, you know, I served him his sandwich, too. He got a BLT or something like that on flatbread, artisan flatbread. But you just kind of know when God makes them extra special. A blonde with perfectly natural blonde hair, blue eyes, and huge double D boobs, dude. Yeah. Be blessed, my friend. Be blessed. So, back to the Bible. Let thy fountain be blessed, and rejoice with the wife of thy youth. Let her be as the loving hind and pleasant roe. Let her breasts satisfy thee at all times, and be thou ravished always with her love. And why wilt thou, my son, be ravished with a strange woman, and embrace the bosom of a stranger? Like, yeah, even if she's got a big chest and she's not your wife, like, why? Like, the funny thing, like, I was talking, because there's a girl I work with in Subway, and she's also got a huge chest. She was joking with the redhead that came in that she knew it was friends. I served her sandwich, but she got a breast reduction because her breasts were so big it was causing her back pain. And so she's like, I miss them. I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, you don't know this, but she had a breast reduction because her boobs were just so big, like bazoombas is what she said. JC's funny. You should get to know her. She's engaged right now to Daniel, and she's a big-chested woman too. And I keep it very peaceful. My talk at work, even when I talk about sex, like, I stay appropriate. I said, JC, you're not looking too shabby either. Does your back hurt because of how big your boobs are? And she's like, no. And, like, you know, like, she's talking about, like, intimacy with her soon-to-be husband, and it's like, you know, I was saying, like, she said something like, he really likes them or whatever. Obviously, he would. And I'm like, when I look at girls like you that have big boobs like that, I'm like, look, it's big pillows. Like, they do. They look like huge pillows, you know what I mean? So, more power to you if you got big boobs, girls. Like, use them to your advantage and find the right one to do everything that he wants to do. I mean, think about it. Like, the Bible's comparing it to a roe, and breasts satisfying, like, hinds, right? Like twins. something you drink of, like something that protects you, something that you just nourish from, you know? So it's a very loving image. So why would you take delight in somebody's boobs that's just like a whore and like doesn't care about you? They're not going to be there that long. I know that. If she's a strange woman, you're not going to have them for life. If she's a faithful woman and a wise woman, you get them for the rest of your life until they get old and saggy. You know what I mean? So find the right one. That's what I'm telling you. Wait for the right one. Verse 21. For the ways of man are before the eyes of the Lord, and he, the Lord, pondereth all his goings. He watches our way. That's such a powerful image to think like God watches my steps and your steps. Everything you do, he's watching you. It's like that song I hear at Subway. Every move you make, right? Like, I'll be watching you, right? I'll be watching you. You know, God's always watching you. His own iniquity shall take the wicked himself, and he shall be holden with the cords of his sins. I don't like that. That's a scary image to think, like, your own sins will take you away. And, like, your own sins will be like cords, like something that binds you. You know, like, you need Jesus to get out of that cord. If you're wicked, repent, leave, and live forever. Verse 23, the last of this chapter. He shall die without instruction, and in the greatness of his folly he shall go astray. Is what it is. Thank God that you are wise. Not wise in your own eyes, but thank God that you are wise because of the wisdom that Christ has given you by his grace. So, peace to you. Enjoy the rest of your day and seek wisdom. Seek her diligently.